Hi everyone, my name is Zoe Butchen. I'm a proud member of the community here at Congregation Shir Shalom and a member of our global Jewish community. When asked to reflect and share my Jewish journey, a lot comes to mind. I've been grateful to have explored my Jewish identity throughout my life through my family, programs, and travels. As a kid, I attended Maimonides preschool where I met some of my lifelong friends. It was there that I was able to celebrate and explore my Jewish identity, even as a kindergartner, through plays, poem readings, and songs. I made arts and crafts like homemade Seder plates and menorahs, which to this day are presented at each Jewish holiday with my family, and I'm lucky to say that my artistic talent has improved ever so slightly over time. Just as any other kid, I dreaded Hebrew school, but loved the chance to connect with other Jewish kids my age. After becoming a bat mitzvah, I continued my learning with confirmation with Rabbi Reiner. I remember having deep conversations about what it means to be a young Jew and how to better understand the teachings of the Torah, including the reasonings behind kosher living and even Jewish perspectives about sexuality. As a part of a generation that cares so much about creating inclusive spaces for all people, these are some of the lessons that have stuck with me over the years and have influenced the way that I see and experience Judaism. I then moved on to BBYO, which was a crucial part of my high school years. I met other Jewish teens from all over the state, country, and the world, and it quickly became what I like to call my high school Jewish sorority. I started out as a sunshine girl for my chapter, Sababa BBG, number 2524 in the Connecticut Valley region, and then I moved on to become our Mazkirah, handling all of the meeting minutes, communication, and social media, and in my junior year was elected as president of our chapter. One of my favorite programs from BBYO was Good and Welfare. During our regional weekend conventions, our chapter would sit in a room all together, and each person would have the opportunity to talk about things that were on their mind. It was a space for people to share and be completely open with one another, and actually became one of the reasons why I joined my sorority, Gamma Phi Beta. At Gamma Phi, we have fireside chats, which follow this same format. Knowing that this program had such a strong impact on me during my years in BBYO has made me all the more comfortable being a member of Gamma Phi. I met some of my best friends through BBYO, and having those same roots in my sorority has allowed me to open up in ways I never thought possible and brought me some of my most meaningful friendships. BBYO also made me the leader I am today. Besides the positions I had within my own chapter, I was also able to bring this to an international level. My freshman year of high school, BBYO asked me to start a campaign called Marathon Madness, which encouraged teens to fundraise and raise awareness for causes that they care about as a region, and I was invited to speak at international convention to launch it in front of thousands of my peers. This was based on my work for Dance Shake Donate, a campaign I started to support the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's research, since many of you know my dad has Parkinson's disease. Every year after that, throughout high school, I returned to international convention to see the growth of the global Jewish community of teens, participate in incredible programs, and meet people from all over the world. I was also lucky enough to go on Birthright this past December before the craziness of the world began. I had gone to Israel when I was just 8 years old, and the famous story is that I began to cry when we had to leave because I felt so connected to the land and the people. Returning there more recently reminded me of many of these feelings. I ended up going on Birthright with one of my friends from my sorority, and there we met a girl who coincidentally is in Gamma Phi at another university. Her group of friends soon became ours, and to this day we FaceTime often and stay connected. The people I met will certainly be lifelong friends. This also goes for many of the Israeli soldiers who joined us. Already, I've seen many of them post on Instagram as a celebration of the end of their service in the IDF, and I'm so proud to be connected to such wonderful people who have given so much to the state of Israel and the Jewish people. Most recently, I participated in the Jewish Changemakers program for the Jewish Federation of North America. It was a 3-week-long program meant for young Jewish professionals to develop ourselves as global leaders. We started with the story of self, then the story of us as Jewish people, and finally touched about the story of now, taking a look at Judaism through the lens of service and advocacy, especially in the time of a social justice movement. The programs and connections I made with many of the professional mentors really allowed me to take a deep look into who I am and who I want to be as a Jew as I move forward in my life. I'm proud of my Jewish identity, and I'm so grateful for the chances I've had throughout my life to explore what it means for me as a person. Based on the Changemakers program, I have opened my eyes to what impact I can make on a global scale, especially seeing as I want to eventually work in the social impact sector. Thank you all so much for the opportunity to let me share my Jewish journey. I'm still young and I have a ways to go, but at this point in my life, it was so meaningful for me to be able to reflect on my experiences thus far and express my thoughts and feelings with you. I'm wishing you all a very happy and healthy new year ahead. This year may look a little bit different, but this is what the Jewish community is all about, making connections and being there for one another even during tough times. Sending love to you and your families.